Sadism is often mistaken as the mere enjoyment of inflicting pain. Yet its essence lies not in the act of causing suffering, but in the urge to exercise absolute control. The sadist seeks to reduce another human being to an object, stripping them of freedom and bending their will entirely. Pain is only a means. The true aim is mastery over the victim's autonomy. Every sadistic relation rests upon polarity. One commands, the other obeys. One acts, the other is acted upon. The sadist's deepest triumph is not the sight of pain, but the recognition that another person's fate is wholly in his hands. The submission of the victim mirrors back to him an image of omnipotence, a fleeting confirmation that he is above weakness and isolation. To understand sadism, it must be seen as inseparable from the lust for power. For the sadistic character, equality is intolerable. To acknowledge the other as an equal would mean accepting limits to one's own will. Thus the sadist must dominate completely. He cannot share or compromise. Only in absolute control does he feel secure. But this security is fragile, for it depends entirely on the victim. The sadist is chained to those he enslaves, for without them his power collapses. His strength is parasitic, feeding on the weakness of others. This dependence makes the lust for power insatiable. Each victory soon reveals its own fragility. The sadist must dominate again, more completely, in new forms and with new victims. What begins as a defense against insecurity becomes a compulsion, a never-ending chase for confirmation of strength. The tyrant illustrates this dynamic vividly. He may begin by seeking safety, but once authority is attained, he cannot stop. Every rival becomes a threat, every dissent a wound to his illusion of omnipotence. He silences opposition, destroys enemies, and extends control beyond all borders. Yet he remains enslaved by the very domination that was meant to free him. Sadism, however, is not confined to political rule. It pervades daily life in quieter ways, the parent humiliating a child, the superior belittling an employee, the lover manipulating a partner. In each case, the pattern is the same. Insecurity seeks relief through the control of another. At its core, sadism is not strength but weakness disguised. It is the desperate attempt to overcome fear of insignificance by abolishing the freedom of others. And in doing so, the sadist reveals his true condition. He may enslave, but he is never free.